Hey guys, welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Today, Sayori is supposed to come to our house. It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt that she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. I peek out my window and notice. Yuri, she's not supposed to be here for a little while. She's stalking you! Oh my god! Gotta go downstairs and open the front door.
Oh, I was worried that this was the wrong house. I probably should have asked her about it earlier.
No, it's okay. You're a bit early, though. But that's alright. I'm glad I took the time to tidy things up before she arrived. She arrived earlier, and I hadn't done anything. I would have been really embarrassed. Were you waiting for a long time?
No, I've just got here. I suppose I was just a bit anxious that I followed your directions wrong.
You could have texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried more on my way home.
Oh, I suppose that's true. I don't think of that for some reason.
It should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. And that's when you get stabbed, because she's a psychopath. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you.
That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well?
Well, I actually had a bit of trouble.
Is that so?
Yuri had texted me a list of art supplies yesterday, and I was supposed to pick them up for today. It probably works out better that way, since she'll be able to get exactly what she's looking for.
Well, you should be able to take some things from the art room at school.
Sorry, turn down my volume.
As long as I could leave my things at your house first, I'd rather not carry them with me.
Hey, sure, no problem. I quickly open the front door to my house, and Yuri places her things just past it. That way, we'll see them as soon as we get back.
Right then, shall we?
Salty, you gotta have a date. It's so awesome. The two of us briskly start walking to school. The weather is beautiful, and a light breeze blows throughout the streets. Yuri is rather quiet, but she doesn't seem to be annoyed. I've come to learn that she tends to appreciate things from afar, so her silence isn't too worrying. She's an introvert. She doesn't like to talk to people. She likes no crowds for sure. It's odd being at school on the weekend. The mood of the place feels totally different with the crowds of students around. Without. Yuri leads me down a long corridor until we reach a large, imposing door. That was always the kind of thing that was really weird, is that a lot of schools are not locked. At least what I've found out. Like, my campus was never locked down, like, ever. Like, you could go into any building you want, and more than likely you would always blend in. No one's going to stop you from going to college or whatever. High school, probably so. I think high school, they would definitely probably not like it. But that's whatever.
This should be it.
With a slight creak, she opens the door and heads inside. Oh, cool. We got an art studio now. The smell of dried paint lingers in the air. While not terribly large, the place should have what we're looking for.
Okay, we'll need a large cloth banner and some paint. Do you have brushes already?
The reason why they let Salty not get the stuff is they wanted to add this scene. I wonder what's going to go on. I think so. It couldn't hurt to get some more, though. Yuri strides to the classroom, and determined look on her face, in a quite stunning contrast to how she usually appears. I kind of like it. Damn. Oh, tight sweater. I like girls with tight sweaters. She bends down and pulls a long, thick sheet of fabric from a shelf down below. With surprising haste, she folds it up into a neat bundle and tucks it under her arm.
You know, Salty.
Yeah?
She
closes her eye, taking a quick breath. I know we haven't been even started yet, but this is nice.
Oh, I know we haven't started yet, but this is nice. We're doing something so simple together, yet it feels so enrapturing.
That's a bit forward, isn't it? Yuri seems to think so too, as her face flushes.
I didn't mean for that to sound so serious. We're not even decorating yet, and I'm ruining things.
She retreats into the deep purple shroud of her hair, fidgeting with a loose strand. Now this is the Yuri I'm more accustomed to. Yuri, I thought we went over this. You don't have to worry about that. I know that you're just a way of expressing how excited you are to start working on the part of your festival, and I'm excited too.
Okay, if that's how you really feel.
She nervously scans the shelves, picking up the various different paints we need. In the end, we spend a lot more time than I was expecting here. It seems Yuri really pays attention to the quality of what she wants. But if it'll make things go well with Yuri today, I don't mind. Right? Shall we head back to the place and get started on this?
Yes, we should have everything we need now.
No sex in the classroom? Damn. Come on, guys. Once we arrived back at my house, I unlocked the door and guided her up to my bedroom. You could, paint her nude body. Paint on her nude body. There was, the perfect place to do so. There should be enough space for us to work up on the banner up there. You could create the banner and it'd just be, your butt prints. You could, put your butt on the paint and then put it on the banner, and that could be the Literature Club logo. And, butts kind of have the shape of a heart. So you could just say, oh, well, that's just my interpretation of what a heart should look like. Monica, I'm sorry. As soon as I open the door, Yuri wanders around my room, curiously, like a kitty cat.
Salty, your house is remarkably tidy.
Wish a girl would tell me that. I cleaned it before you came over, so...
Oh, you didn't have to do that just for me.
No. I would be really embarrassed for my room to be a mess, but you were here.
I see. That makes sense. After all, a clear room makes a clear mind, does it not?
I always heard the opposite. I always heard genius had dirtied rooms.
Cleaning can be very therapeutic. I would have been more than happy to have helped you.
Please, what kind of a host would I be if I left this place a tip? Besides, I like to know where everything is in my room. Everything has its own place, Yuri nods and walks over to the desk. She carefully studies the various collectibles I have set up on it. Suddenly, she reached down and, no! Wait, don't look in there! I figured that was going to happen. I snatched Yuri's wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine.
Do forgive me, Salty. I shouldn't be pricking around the property of others. I don't know why I did that.
It's okay, never mind. Don't look in there. I don't want you to know I'm into certain weird things. I'm glad I managed to catch her before she got a chance to look inside. There's things in there I'm not really comfortable sharing with others. Let go of Yuri's wrist. She started to fidget with her hands, gently squeezing them. So what did you have planned, Yuri?
Yes. I thought about some ways we could transform the club room. With the right atmospheric pieces, we could morph the world into our own citadel of Scantian, our domain of declaration.
I forgot to speak the English, didn't I? Yuri blushes. Perhaps she feels as though she got a bit carried away. Yeah, a little bit. That sounds ambitious. What kind of atmospheric pieces were you thinking of?
Well, even something as simple as adjusting the light or employing aromatherapy could be a wonderful.
Wow. I'm impressed, Yuri. You really put a lot of thought into this.
It's nothing, really. I was just hoping that I could make our recital an event that plucks at the soul. Through our words, our visitors can experience our struggle and our strife vicariously.
So many big words. That sounds intense.
Intense!
Guess that's the best way to put it?
Is that a bad thing?
No, not at all. It's something that I like about you, actually.
Is that so? That makes me feel relieved and kind of happy.
Yeah, no need to be anxious. You can relax a little.
Relax? I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event.
Oh yeah, like what? The aromatherapy, Salty. Pay attention.
Let's see.
Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a cylindrical wooden object and places it on my desk.
I thought about covering the windows up and having a small candle provide the room's illumination. I think it would make our event much more of an intimate affair, don't you agree?
Ah, yes. The way Yuri's worded that sounded a bit forward, doesn't it? I chose not to press it, though. What's the wooden thing, though?
Oh, it's an oil diffuser. It's actually my personal one from home. Tell me, Salty, how much do you know about aromatherapy?
Not as much as I'd like to.
Well, let me tell you about it a little.
and use the whole dictionary to describe it. I believe the scent of an area can completely alter how we perceive it. Being able to alter the aroma of the room like that, there's something magical about it. Yuri opens it up and retrieves a tiny glass bottle from her bag, alongside a bigger plastic one filled with water. She empties the large bottle into the diffuser, then uncaps the tiny bottle and adds a few drops of it then pushes a button. Within seconds, a delightful smelling mist delicately floats out of it, and you pass out because it was actually chloroform. Wow, that smells wonderful. What was the stuff you added? Oh, got it. There it comes. It's already starting to make me feel woozy. Oh, it's my favorite essential oil. It's derived from the jasmine flower. It has a beautiful, alluring scent, wouldn't you agree? It really does smell nice. Was there a particular reason you chose it? Well, it's true that jasmine can aid relaxation. It has various other properties. It can enhance your emotions and stir the mind. Sorry, my throat. It can enhance your emotions and stir the mind. What might simply be curiosity can grow to enrapturing awe and wonder. A mild interest can bloom into exciting infatuation. Some would describe it as an aphrodisiac. Oh, damn, girl. I know that word. But I think that has more to do with the warm feeling it can give you. You're drawn in, your heart pounding along with the world around you. Doesn't that sound good, Salty? Yeah, I think that's perfect. I'm not sure what the word means, but based on her reaction, it must mean something good. Yeah. You're quite an expert on this, aren't you? I'll trust your judgment. Yuri smiles gently, clearly enjoying herself. Hey, we've got a good date going on. She looks happy. There's good smells. She complimented your room. It's gonna go well. You'll be banging before nightfall. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those for? Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get? Yeah, I have it over here. We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different kanji character on each paper. We'll need about 100 of them. Damn, that's a lot. Oh yeah. What would those be used for? Well, I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon to hang from the doorway of the classroom. We can fasten the kanji paper onto the ribbon to create a doorway curtained. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It'll also catch the eyes of those passing by the room. It may attract some to peek inside. That's really creative. I had no idea you'd be so good at this, Yuri. Is that so? Well, I suppose I do a little intense, as you'd put it. A little intense. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just maybe she's more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys. Here's a marker, Salty. You can write any character you want. Gotta write Spider-Man. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons. Ah, alright. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her arm once more and pulls out a pocket knife. The knives! Oh god, the knives! The knife is strangely beautiful. The simple handle has an intricate... Oh god, she's still into knives. Has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. That's no ordinary pocket knife. It looks really fancy. Well... Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it? You're gonna think it's weird. Yuri, what is it? I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know. I'm gonna stab you with it, that's what I'm gonna do. If you promise you won't be weirded out. Yeah, I promise. Alright. The thing is, I'm kind of into knives. They're just so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe. What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me? No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you got about sharing. It's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. But I think it kind of suits you. I have a lot of knives in my room. I don't use them to cut myself or cut people. I just like collecting them. Alright? Suits me.
Suits me? I mean, it was more of a,
Yeah, it's kind of intense. Man, you've been using that word a lot, Salty. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that.
It is, isn't it? I got it from the last bitch I stabbed.
Yuri relaxes her expression once again.
Would you like to hold it?
Sure, I'll check it out. But you can't open another person's knife. That's like bad luck. I learned that from my daddy. Yuri carefully hands me the knife with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hand. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Don't! Ow!
Salty!
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, dumbass.
Why did you do that?
Didn't expect it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all.
It's my fault. I should have warned you. The knife is extremely sharp. It could cut through skin like it's paper. Oh no.
A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hands and gives the wound a closer work.
That's...
She stares at it and noticeably fidgets.
Where do you keep your first aid kit? We need to sterilize the wound, then wrap it and halt the blood flow. Do you have gauze? It should...
I raise my hand, cutting Yuri off. Yuri, I don't think it's that serious. It probably just needs a bandage. Yuri's pupils narrow, perhaps afraid that she went too far. But I appreciate your concern. Will you be okay for a little while?
Oh, yes, of course.
Gotta bandage myself up. I'm on my last heart now. I quickly run to the kitchen and rinse the cut, then apply a small plaster. It stings a little, but that should be the worst of it. As I return, Yuri's eyes dart around the room as though she were too embarrassed to look at me.
I would have been overboard there.
She probably should have took the time to look at what was in Salty's drawers.
I'm sorry if I made things awkward.
Yuri hands her head shamefully. Yuri.
My parents were doctors, so I always tend to jump to the most severe conclusion when it comes to personal injuries.
I think that's a new tidbit. I don't think we ever learned that about Yuri's parents.
I never knew how to read the situation. I'm sorry for making you feel so out of place. In your own home, no less. Oh.
Yuri. She's way too harsh on herself. How can I fix this? It's really okay. Your heart was in the right place. She doesn't look up. I appreciate that you were concerned about me, but I'm fine, see? It's only a tiny nick. It's my fault anyway for being so careless with your knife.
I see.
The panic in her eyes evaporates, replaced by a calming stillness. Seeing her ease up a bit is reassuring. Maybe the oil diffuser is helping.
Thank you for being patient with me, Salty.
Yuri giggles shyly. That was really cute. I was definitely not expecting it. Oh, my face grows hot. Yeah, no worries. I clear my throat. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbons like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the kanji. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbon, we lay them all side by side. It looks better than I expected and seems like it's very effective as a door curtain. It looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri.
Ah, thanks. It's going to look wonderful, isn't it? Are you ready to move on to the next task?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you have in mind?
Well, remember the paint and the banner? I'd like to make something with that, something to display in the club room.
Oh, that's right. Yuri had made a big deal with fetching the banner from the art room. She must have been looking forward to this.
Could you retrieve the paint and brushes from the other room? I can stay here and unravel the banner.
Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
Thank you very much.
I head downstairs and pick up the bag filled with acrylic paints, their mixing palettes, and several different colors. I stop to fill up a couple of cups with water for diluting the brushes afterward. Then go back upstairs. You should be painting in your bedroom. I mean, it looks like you have carpet. Your parents are gonna be pissed if you get that on there. Yuri!
Salty?
As I open the doors, Yuri is hurriedly rolling her sleeves over her arms. Ah, nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything? No, not at all. She looked, didn't she? That's why she's red.
There's nothing wrong, so let's get to work.
I bet you she looked at what was in the drawers. I can't shake the feeling that there's something she's not telling me, but I don't push the point further. She would. No girl could resist something like that.
So, I think if we did a color gradient across the banner, it would look wonderful. Starting with warm colors, then bending into darker shapes. I thought a day-to-night cycle would be really pretty, just like the new opening.
The new day-night cycle thingy we got.
Once it's finished, we could write something inspirational across it.
Hang in there, Sayori. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium at the front of the classroom. Ah, neat. What are you going to write? Well, it'll be more fun to surprise you. Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. That could be a bad thing if she decides to open up her heart and put it all out there for everybody to see. Yeah, that'd be not good. I kneel down on the opposite side of the banner as Yuri. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as coloring guides when we paint. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting our banner with watercolors feels a lot like the art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing. I always liked it when the kids in elementary school when they brought out the paints and such. It's so much fun.
If this is too immature for you, then I'm sorry.
No, I didn't mean that at all.
I mean, I know that you like the big busty butt women's.
It's kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, I suppose it is. I'm glad you feel that way, Salty.
Yuri places her brush down, pondering to herself.
Most people our age wants to do wild things.
I mean, I'm not against it.
But I'm usually more comfortable doing something soothing. I'm quite content with just a bit of the company. Even if something simple like reading, we don't need to be talking a lot. Just having a friend next to me makes things feel a little nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy.
Is that so? Even Yuri and I are quite different. I can understand where she's coming from. I feel the way about things like anime and games, where simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy. I think I feel the same. Yuri smiles gently.
I knew you would understand.
Yuri leans over the banner to grab an unused paintbrush. But I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers. Ow! Yeah! Sorry. Yuri reels back and I quickly lift my hand in surprise. Are you hurt?
I don't think so. It just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I have to ask you to get it for me. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me.
It's not your fault. Ah, your face. There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck.
Is there something on my face?
Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away. I rushed out and fetched a small towel, then I dipped it with hot water. I returned to my room and knelt back down in front of her. Here. We got this scene in the original, too. I pat down Yuri's face and neck with the towel. Oh. Is something wrong?
It's warm. I just didn't expect it.
Sorry? I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I started to retract my hand, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist.
Hold on a moment. I said it was nice, motherfucker. Don't leave that towel. Just for a little longer. Feels really nice.
Ah. I keep my hand still against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes. I look into her eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. Almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What is happening? You're gonna get some! At least that's what we thought last time, though. Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this a dizzy feeling? Yuri gently fingers. Dang it! Yuri's gentle fingers wrapped around my wrist, sending a tingling sensation through my arm. And suddenly her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just a moment ago.
Oh.
Yuri slowly pulls away.
Sorry, but feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out.
It's fine. You don't have the frickin' corona, do you? Get out of here if you have the corona. The moment it's over as soon as it begins. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. That should do it. I finished filling the night sky with white dot. I just finished filling the night sky with white dots that look like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the result. Yeah, me too. Are you going to add the letterings now? Not yet. It needs to dry first. That's true. But won't that take a while? Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here, then have it bring it in the morning. I could do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts. Is that okay? That's totally fine. Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here. Phew. You say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit? Ah, no, it's not that. I'm just glad that we managed to get everything done. I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon. Ah, so you don't have any time left? You don't have any time left for some sexy stuff? I was secretly hoping we could have some extra time after finishing the work. Well... Yuri thinks to herself, I think it would be too irresponsible of me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there'd be more time as well. It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker. No, it's not your fault at all. And the important thing is that we got everything done, right? Yeah, we're gonna get an A for the day. Yay! So, I shouldn't be disappointed or anything. Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounds like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. But that doesn't mean that this is the last time it can happen. Once Yuri picks up, I walk her out of the front door. Thank you very much for having me today. No problem, I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow. I will. Well then. Yuri fidgets. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Wait. Kind of say that without thinking. About today. It's fine that we didn't have much time as we wanted, because we can do this again. Whenever you want. You can come over, or we can go out somewhere. Get a coffee, or maybe. I forgot you don't like going out much. As I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so... You're very thoughtful, Salty. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. I kinda like that about you. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? You're like a little kissy. I don't want to make things awkward, but I would like to spend more time with you as well, Salty. She takes a slow, deep breath and releases my hand. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you at the festival. With one last smile, Yuri starts to head home. She looks back over my shoulder. She looks back over her shoulder, then quickly turns back around. I'm really grateful that I got to do this with Yuri. I enjoyed my time with her a lot. We did get interrupted. This is the time that Sayori was supposed to jump in, wasn't it? And she'd be like, oh my gosh, Salty and Yuri. The way she said she simply enjoyed having company, I understand exactly what she means. Well, Yuri and Salty are together. Guess I'll go hang myself. Tomorrow's going to be incredible. I just know it. Yay! Do we still do the poem? Whee! Yay! Oh. And that is gonna be it for today. A little bit shorter chapter right now, but I hope you are enjoying this, guys, and I hope you like it. I'll see you later. Bye bye.